So you're not sure if you should buy or rent a home in PA right now. Well, in this video, I'm going to break down the average cost of buying, for example, deposit and mortgage versus rent deposit over the last 5 years. So I get it. You might be scared. I remember the first time I bought a home, I was too. So I get it. You might be scared about making the biggest investment of your life buying a home. But renting is not a wealth generator. And the way real estate is, in the last year alone, homeowners gained $51,000 in home equity on average just by paying their mortgage. So this means you could refinance or you could take out a loan against the equity and pay off bills. You could pay off student loans and really make strides towards paying high interest borrowing down. So when you consider homeowning as a wealth generator, it is crazy to rent. But let's also look at rental prices versus homeowning prices on the main line in PA. We are also going to talk a little bit about mainline versus Philly versus the national averages for homeowning and renting. So first, let's go over the market now versus last year for home buying. On the main line, there was an increase in total units sold in September, with 55 sold this month in the mainline real estate versus 53 last month, an increase of 4%. So this month's total units sold was higher than at this time last year, and an increase of 20% versus September of 2020. Versus last year, the total number of homes available this month was lower by 84 units or 49%. So the total number of active inventory this September was 88 compared to 172 in September of 2020. I know it's a lot of numbers, but stay with me. This month's total of 88 is lower than the previous month's total supply of available inventory of 95. So a decrease of 7%. What does this all mean? The home equity has gone up substantially for those who own mainline homes. So if you are looking to take money against equity, you have a lot more to work with. So now let's see those numbers for renting. If you rent, your rental prices have not increased significantly, but you might be facing fewer rentals on the market, which is definitely the case, as owners contemplate selling. And those thousands and thousands you spent on rent on the main line, it's not helping you pay down high interest credit cards or building any equity. This does not take into account some of the factors that truly make the main line more desirable than many other places to buy, and that is the neighborhood appeal, incredible schools, and the cost of living versus nearby cities and in general. So this is why people are always moving to the main line. Your real estate investment is really secure because of the cost of living and the quality of life. So let's dive into those numbers. The cost of living index, which factors the cost of consumer goods, prices, transportation, and the utilities that we used in our other videos, scored Philadelphia's cost of living at 78.47% out of 100 in March of 2021. New York City's that index benchmark for the most expensive cities with a score of 100. Add rent to the mix, the score declines to 64.63, which means living in Philly is more affordable than New York City, Washington, D.C., and Chicago, and is in par with Portland and Oregon. So Payscale.com estimates that Philadelphia's cost of living is 17% higher than the national average, and that the main line is relatively the same in average prices for rentals and homes for sale. So in January of 2021, the average rent for an apartment in Philadelphia was $1,666 compared to the national average of $1,465 and $1,000 1,800 on the main line. This monthly average is 51.26% lower than the rental prices in Manhattan, which is just an hour away from Philly by train. Now let's talk about housing prices. Philadelphia's real estate market is strong for homeowners, and so is the main line. So over the past year, the average value for Philadelphia's homes has gone up 11.9%, with a typical home price of $208,000 in January of 2021. And this is very low compared to the nationwide average of $269,000. Philadelphia's median home prices are on par with the costs in San Antonio, Texas. There's a fraction of the cost of homes in San Francisco, which are valued about $1,400,000 on average. Homes are not being this affordable in PA since 2016, with the mortgage rates hovering around that 3% mode. And the equity gains, which are about $51,000 in the past year, because of home values going up, we are seeing this as a way to really build wealth. So when you hear people say that you are throwing money away when you rent, it of course is not throwing it away. It is that when you pay towards an asset like a home that you can borrow against, and you are able to build wealth and diversify your assets, if you are looking to be less liquid and build wealth with real estate instead of renting, the average rental here is around $1,800. And if you budget for a monthly housing payment of $2,500 with 2% annually going into taxes and insurance, assuming the current 30-year mortgage rate is 4%, this is more than 3%. The math worked backwards. It reveals a maximum home purchase price of $385,000. So the current median home is $799,000, making this area less affordable for some. But if you are spending more than $5,000 per month on rent, consider buying on the main line. I hope you found this video informative, and I hope you consider contacting me for more information on buying and selling in the main line. Kimmy Rolph sells the main line and local areas. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you share it with a friend or a client. And why not check out the videos on this screen?